Hello YouTubes, so this is my guide for the fastest honor farming method to date, or at least in my opinion. Now to do this method, what you need to do is unlock the dailies area in Krasarang Wilds. Now you can do this by completing the quest Meet the Scout that you get when you first hit level 90. Once you unlock this area, you will be able to find 3 elites. For the Alliance, these elites are Ubunti the Shade, Muerta, and Kar Warmaker. Now these elites have a 100% drop chance for an item called Honorable Commendation of Operation Shield Wall. This will grant 250 honor on use, or 275 if you have the guild honor buff. As well as this, each elite has a chance of dropping a trinket. Now the trinket is different for each elite. For Ubunti the Shade it is the SI7 Operatives Manual. For Kar Warmaker it will be Footman's Medallion, and for Muerta it's going to be the Alliance Signet of Conquering. Now these are for use in only Pandaria, so you can't use them in Battlegrounds, but they do provide some nice stats if you're doing dailies and you get into some world PvP. Now as well as those trinkets and the honor item, they do drop small bags of goods. These always contain gold and have the chance of containing cloth, herbs or ore. Now it can get you some nice money if you're farming them, and if you do the method that I do where I get several friends to invite me to different realms, I earned about 700 to 800 gold as well as 5k honor in the span of an hour. Now, this is a phenomenal amount of honor and a decent amount of gold, and I highly recommend anybody who's leveling a toon, as soon as you hit level 90, do this method and you will get your honor gear nice and quick without doing those pesky battlegrounds where you lose about 100 in a row. Now the first fight here is going to be Muerta. Now she's a priest based elite that will deal 2 attacks that you want to avoid or interrupt. The first one will be Chains of Faith that will bind you in place for 6 seconds. The second one is Wrath of Light, which will be a wide AoE that will deal 60% of your life and damage. Now both of these attacks are easy to interrupt or even avoid. The second fight here is going to be Ubunti the Shade, who will cast 2 attacks you'll want to avoid. The first one is Shank that will stun you in place for 4 seconds, and the second one is Mortal Throw that will deal 60% of your life points in damage. Now as farmers are aware, you can't avoid Shank, but it is pretty easy to avoid Mortal Throw. As soon as you see him use Shadow Blink, where he will jump back around about 5 to 10 yards, you'll see him start casting Mortal Throw. Now you'll have a couple of seconds to get back into range, but as soon as you get back into range and attack him, he'll stop casting, which will negate the damage. This means he is a pretty easy elite to bring down and will get you that nice token. And this third and final elite here will be Kar Warmaker. Now he's a warrior based elite who's going to do 2 attacks. Crackling Blow, which is a frontal shockwave attack that will deal 60% of your life points, and a Heroic Leap, which is a channeled ranged or a channeled attack just like a warrior's Heroic Leap that will deal 40%. The good thing about Heroic Leap is he will only cast this attack when you're more than 5 yards away from him, just like a warrior's Heroic Leap, and it is pretty easy to avoid. The second one is Crackling Blow, which is a frontal shockwave attack that will deal 60% of your life points if it hits you, but yet again it's pretty easy to avoid, just don't stand in front of him. I know I do get hit with it here in this fight, but as I say, I'm just running around in circles messing around with him, and it is pretty easy to avoid. He is by far the easiest elite, even easier than Ubunti the Shade.